Eat the Tremor-Tremor fruit and refuse the school flower confession. Chapter 11 Cultivation Techniques, Combat Strength Standard. Everyone else left, and they didn't come just for Chu-Yun. I have to go to other cities to recruit students with S-level talent and above. Chu-Yun got a Sunja exercise when Lu Yan left. After all, there are still 2 days to go to the magic capital. Chu-Yun decided to absorb the 10 primary nutritional medicines first. In that way, when you go to Moto University, you will no longer exist at the back of the crane. Chu-Yun believes that there must be many people who started to cultivate very early, and may have entered the Black Iron realm at this time. Chu-Yun is not far behind, and plans to enter the Black Iron realm in these 2 days. After saying goodbye to the principal, Chu-Yun returned home and took out the nutritional potion and the booklet. Chu-Yun first thoroughly read the exercises in the booklet. Then take out the nutritional medicine and drink one at a time. When the nutritional medicine entered Chu-Yun's body, a special energy began to emerge. Chu-Yun hurriedly ran the exercise, following the operation of the exercise. That energy is constantly refining. At the same time, the 2 talent light clusters in the body also seemed to be affected. It began to guide the refining of special substances to circulate throughout the body. With the operation of the exercise, the talent light group began to absorb energy, and a trace of energy material from the outside world entered Chu-Yun's body. But the energy is so subtle that it is almost imperceptible. Probably because of the thinness of energy, the external energy entered into Chu-Yun's body, and it was also refined by Chu-Yun's running exercises. Finally, together with the energy generated by the nutrient potion, it was absorbed by the 2 talent light clusters. It may be that the talent brought by the Zhen fruit is too powerful. A nutrient potion, Chu-Yun completely absorbed it in an hour. Chu-Yun closed his eyes to feel it, and muttered to himself. It turns out that the talent light group is the place to store energy. No wonder people without awakening talent can't cultivate. Only by constantly developing innate abilities so that they can accommodate more energy, will human strength become stronger and stronger. And in battle, these energies are used as the fuel for the display of innate abilities. That is, there is a limit to the amount of energy that each individual's talent can hold. But you can make your talent strong through continuous development. In battle, the cultivation base energy in the body provides sufficient fuel for the display of talents. It can be said that the talent is the engine and the fuel tank, and the energy is the gasoline. The bigger the engine and fuel tank, the more gasoline it stores and the more power it puts out. This also has boundaries. According to Chu-Yun, the transcendent realm is divided into Black Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Master, Great Master, King. And the combat power of each realm is also different. Combat strength of 1,000 to 10,000 is Black Iron. 10,000 to 100,000 are Bronze. 100,000 to 1 million is Silver. 1 million to 10 million is Gold. Chu-Yun still doesn't know the combat power of a higher level. Opening his eyes, Chu-Yun waved his fist slightly. There was a whimper in the air, and Chu-Yun felt that at this moment, he might have broken through to the Black Iron level with his physical body alone. The specific combat power still needs to be measured by the Transcendent Resource Management Office. Chu-Yun did not go now, but continued to take the nutritional medicine. He wants to take all these nutritional medicines at one time. Chu-Yun is also not worried that he will burst himself. His 2 talent levels are very high and can absorb a lot of energy. Drink one after another of the nutritional medicine. Chu-Yun's cultivation is also visible to the naked eye. If someone sees Chu-Yun drinking nutritional medicine like this, they may doubt life. People with S-rank talent can absorb up to 2 nutrient potions in 1 day. People with SS level talent can absorb 4 nutrient potions in 1 day. People with SSS level talent will feel uncomfortable if they can absorb up to 6 nutrient potions. But Chu-Yun drank all 10 nutritional medicines. Not only is there no discomfort, on the contrary, the momentum on his body became more and more violent, and his cultivation level climbed steadily. 10 hours later, boom! After a loud bang, the invisible barrier in Chu-Yun's body was broken. A powerful aura was released. Hair and clothes are slightly back. Chu-Yun opened his eyes. It's finally breaking through the early stage of Black Iron. It's really expensive. If you let others know that Chu-Yun drank 10 nutrient potions before breaking through the early stage of Black Iron from the peak of awakening, everyone may doubt life again. which is too energy consuming. This also shows from the side that Chu Yun's talent is too strong, and the energy that can be absorbed and stored is too huge. Feeling a little, Chu Yun found that there was dirt all over his body. This made Chu Yun disgusted and rushed to the bathroom quickly. Take a quick shower. After half an hour, Chu Yun was finally washed. He came to the mirror and looked at his slender and powerful body. Chu Yun nodded in satisfaction. After getting dressed, Chu Yun chose to go to the Transcendent Resource Management Office to test his combat power. When Chu Yun first came to the Transcendent Resource Management Office, he found several awakened classmates from number 1 middle school among them. When they saw Chu Yun's arrival, they all looked at him with admiration and envy. From the day of awakening, everyone never saw Chu Yun again. At this time, when everyone looked at Chu Yun, who was becoming more and more handsome, there were complex expressions in their eyes. A little girl shyly came to Chu Yun. Chu Yun, is there anything I can help you with? Chu Yun smiled gently and shook his head. It's okay, you are busy with your own business, don't worry about me. The little girl had some regrets, and finally asked Chu Yun to sign her name before leaving. Chu Yun ignored the others and asked a staff member for a test room. When Chu Yun came to the test room, as you can see, there are many fitness equipment in the room. The most conspicuous is a test machine more than 2 meters high. This is made of special alloy material. It is difficult for ordinary people to break it. Chu Yun went straight to the test machine. First is the power of the flesh alone. Punch out. Boom. Diddy. 1003. 2500. 2800. 3100. With the continuous beating of the test machine, Chu Yun's physical combat power reached 3100. It is about to break through the combat power of the midterm Black Iron. But Chu Yun's own realm is only the initial stage of Black Iron. Chu Yun nodded in satisfaction and thought about it. Actuating the talent light group in the body, Chu Yun's hand first appeared purple-red Lei Yan. Wrapped in Lei Yan's fist, he punched out. Boom. Diddy. 3100. 4500. 8000. 10,000. The test machine jumped violently, and finally stopped at a place with a combat power of 10,000. Chu Yun was a little surprised. He just used the SSS talent to destroy Lei Yan. The combat power actually reached the peak of Black Iron in an instant. Doesn't that mean that with the talent of using the Zhenzhen fruit, the combat power may directly break through the bronze mirror? Chu Yun couldn't wait, and began to stimulate the talent brought by the shaking fruit. A white circle of light appeared on the fist, and a violent vibration appeared in Chu Yun's hand. Chu Yun tried his best to control the white aperture not to damage the test machine, but to bless his combat power. One punch. Boom. Beep beep beep. This time the tester rang for a long time. In the end, Chu Yun saw a gratifying statistic. 20,000. Chu Yun laughed loudly and folded his fists. Erased the numbers on the tester. Chu Yun left the test room in a good mood. Just as he was about to leave, Chu Yun thought about it. Bought 2 nutritional potions again. Continue to practice tonight, and go to the Devil's Capital tomorrow. Chapter 12. Going to the Magic Capital at night. The stars are shining. Chu Yun stood with his hands behind his back, standing in front of the window looking at the night scene. In my mind, I kept recalling the 10 years that I had passed through. Some sigh. I used to stay in an orphanage, and at the age of 16, Chu Yun came out alone to seek a living. Now that he has to leave Zhongcheng, Chu Yun is still a little reluctant. But thinking of Qin Luyan's figure, this reluctance in his heart is nothing. Coming to the room again, Chu Yun continued to drink 2 nutritional medicines. This light flashed again on Chu Yun. Sometimes it's purple, sometimes it's white. 2 kinds of rays of light kept circulating in Chu Yun's body. Exudes a mysterious atmosphere. Just keep practicing. Even after the nutritional medicine was digested, Chu Yun still did not stop the operation of the exercise. Threads of energy from the outside world also continued to pour into Chu Yun's body. Although weak, Chu Yun didn't care that much either. Anyway, idle is idle. Silent all night. The morning light broke through the darkness again. It's just that Zhongcheng is raining today. In an orphanage, Chu Yun met the old man who had raised him for 16 years. The old man's hair was all white and his face was wrinkled. When the old man saw Chu Yun, there seemed to be a little brilliance in his cloudy eyes. "Grandma, I'm here to see you." Putting the umbrella away, Chu Yun came to the old man and squatted down, grabbing the old man's hand. It's Xiaoyun? When I grow up, I also lose weight. The old man looked at Chu Yun and said kindly, there is. By the way, Grandma, I'm leaving Zhongcheng today. I'll come and see you. You should take good care of your body in the future. What? Are you leaving? The old man seemed a little confused. Chu Yun hurriedly said, Grandma, I'm going to college, not to do bad things. Oh, then you go out, pay attention to safety. Hearing that Chu Yun was not going to do bad things, but to go to college, the old man was very happy. After speaking, the old man took out a wad of change from his pocket. Put it in Chu Yun's hand. You can't go out without money. With this money, you can also respond to emergencies at critical times. Chu Yun nodded with a smile and put the change in his pocket. The old man smiled with satisfaction. Grandma, take care of yourself. I'll go first. Go? Just be safe. Okay, I know. After speaking, Chu Yun finally gave the old man a deep look. Turn around and leave the room. Chu Yun came to an office with a middle-aged woman. This man is the old man's daughter. Seeing Chu Yun come out of her mother's room, she smiled at him. There are no words, she is a silent person. Chu Yun didn't say much, and put a bank card with no password on her desk. Nod to her, turn around and disappear into the rain. The middle-aged woman looked at Chu Yun's disappearing back, picked up her bank card and looked at it. He took out a notebook from the drawer and continued to write on a page that had already written several lines. Chu Yun, the 15th donation, the exact amount is unknown. Chu Yun left, and he gave all his remaining money to the orphanage. A total of more than 400,000 yuan, it should be able to keep the orphanage for a long time. Chu Yun got on a supersonic passenger plane and the destination was Modu. Even rain can't stop the supersonic airliner from running. This is an airliner made of high-tech materials. There are dense runes carved on it. Even if you encounter a beast attack in the air, you can have time to react and make people ready. When the plane breaks through the sky, entering the stratosphere, Chu Yun saw a boundless blue sky and white clouds. There are inexplicable emotions surging in my heart. It may be that he is about to see the person whom he dreams of, and it is difficult to calm down in his heart. Forcibly suppressing his thoughts, Chu Yun began to close his eyes and think about his future path. I already have the space vibration talent brought by the Zhenjian fruit, the destruction of Lei Yan, and the three-goose jade riding wheel. The realm has broken through the early stage of black iron, and the middle stage of black iron is not far away. The combat power has reached more than 20,000, reaching the combat power that is only available in the early bronze stage. And the myriad realms tree is still condensing treasures and fruits. Chu Yun believes that he will get more treasures and abilities in the future. But now there is a premise, his realm is still a little low. The realm can't keep up with the improvement of combat power. If there are too many innate abilities, his physical body may not be able to hold on. It seems that it still needs to improve the realm or get a physical talent. Otherwise, Chu Yun would not dare to burst into battle with all his strength, for fear of blowing himself up. Furthermore, Chu Yun's control over his innate abilities is now too weak. Very scattered, there is no reasonable system to use. Although Sharinyan can help you control your innate ability, but Chu Yun's awakening time was too short, and his power skyrocketed too fast, resulting in a little low control. So, Chu Yun's next goal is, first, get a lot of energy and improve the realm. Second, get a physical talent to enhance your physical body. Third, continue to develop their own innate abilities, and gradually control their innate abilities. Thinking of this in my mind, time flies by quickly. 3 hours later, Chu Yun's supersonic passenger plane arrived at Modu Airport. When Chu Yun just arrived at the exit station, I saw that someone was holding up the sign of the Magic Capital Transcendent University. Although Chu Yun's talent is very good, there is not all the big characters in the novel waiting for him. A genius who has not yet grown up, even if the talent is very good, those big men will not be too spoiled. At most, I will give you more attention and treatment than others. For the rest, you still need geniuses to fight for yourself. Chu Yun also understands this and doesn't feel anything wrong. I looked around and found that many students had just arrived. Chu Yun also followed the crowd and walked there. Chapter 13. An accident occurs. The beast runs wild. 7 more. Please collect the flower evaluation ticket. As the crowd entered the waiting area, a senior was shouting loudly while holding a microphone. The classmates of the Magic Capital University are going this way. Students of the Magic Capital University, please go this way. There is also a senior sister who is holding a folder, checking everyone's information one by one. When the senior checked out Chu-Yun, she was a little surprised. Then he looked at Chu-Yun in surprise. Beautiful eyes kept looking at Chu-Yun, as if trying to see Chu-Yun thoroughly inside and out. You are an SSS-level genius student in Zhongcheng. You are so hot lately? How did you come here alone? Don't have a mentor to pick you up? The other geniuses with SSS-level talent were all picked up by the instructor. How come you don't? Chu-Yun was uncomfortable with the look in her eyes, and moved her butt. He smiled and said, yes, but I was rejected. Hey, little brother, you are very good. Unlike other so-called geniuses, everything needs to be prepared by the teacher for them. That is clearly a giant baby, although the talent is very strong, but sooner or later it will be abolished. This senior seems to have a lot of opinions on those geniuses, and when she talks about these, she suddenly talks. In the end, he patted Chu-Yun's shoulder with a look that, I'm optimistic about you. Others were also attracted by the situation here. Everyone was a little surprised when they learned that Chu-Yun was a rare SSS talent. Yes, geniuses with SSS-level talents are personally picked up by mentors or seniors. Chu-Yun actually appeared here alone. This shocked everyone. Chu-Yun smiled, it's nothing, just don't bother to bother others, don't worry about those who have or not. The senior who checked the information became more and more fond of Chu-Yun. Nodding, you're right, Junior. My name is Xiaomei, with bronze-level strength. If you have any questions at school in the future, you can come to me. You are very good to me. The others looked at Chu-Yun with envy, even if he was talented. They were actually favored by a bronze-level senior here, which made them a little envious. Chu-Yun nodded reservedly. Okay, then thank Xue Zhao first. Xiaomei is a cheerful person. She waved her hand and said in a grand manner, it's okay, if you encounter a bronze-level person, find me, I promise to help you. If you are stronger, don't look for me, just look for a mentor. After hearing this, Chu-Yun seemed to understand that the students of the Magic Capital University seemed to dislike those geniuses. After thinking about it, Chu-Yun also understood a little. Genius takes up too many resources. Whether it is cultivation resources, various cultivation facilities, and powerful mentors, these are all occupied by so-called geniuses. It is normal for these people to be dissatisfied. Little brother, when you go to school, keep a low profile and don't be too arrogant. Last year, there was an SSS-level genius. Just because he was too arrogant, he felt that no one in the school was his opponent. As a result, he was severely injured, and finally went home directly to recover from the injury for half a year. Okay, does the school still allow students to fight? Chu-Yun frowned slightly and asked suspiciously. Oh, of course not. Allowed. But you can challenge, as long as you can afford the price, someone will accept your challenge. The genius of the previous session was because he thought he was very strong. He challenged the vice president of the student council. As a result, he was beaten to death by others, and he finally recovered from his injuries after returning home for half a year. Sometimes a high talent level doesn't mean much. The important thing is to develop and control your own talent. In that way, the combat power will be stronger. Do you understand this, junior brother Chu? Chu-Yun frowned slightly and did not answer Xiaomei's words. Instead, he continued, then if you don't challenge the members of the student council, will someone challenge yourself? There will be, such as geniuses of the same realm. The other party wants to ask you to learn from each other, and they can issue a challenge letter to you. But this has the advantage that the opponent needs to pay a certain price to compensate the challenged when they lose. Xiaomei said with a smile. Chu-Yun nodded. Xiaomei seems to have a good impression of Chu-Yun, and has been telling Chu-Yun some things to pay attention to in the school. Time passes quickly. When all the students arrived, the senior who was holding the microphone shouted, okay, everyone follow me, let's take the school bus back to school together. Then he took everyone out of the airport. Everyone got on an incomparably high-end bus and rushed to the university city of Magic City. Xiaomei continued to sit next to Chu-Yun, pointed to something outside and introduced to Chu-Yun. Xiaomei is not a fool, although some geniuses are annoying. But she felt that Chu-Yun was different. She is a person worthy of friendship, so she is willing to talk more to Chu Yun. Did you see what she said to the others? No? Chu Yun also probably knew Zhao Mei's thoughts. But Chu Yun is also happy to do so as not to know for himself. When Zhao Mei saw a transporter, she pointed at the transporter and said, "This is a vicious beast captured in the wild. These transport vehicles are made of alloy, and it is difficult for the vicious beast to escape. Generally, they are sent to the research area for experts to conduct research and experiments." Chu Yun looked at the transport vehicle curiously. The vehicle is very long, about 10 meters or so. The carriages are all enclosed in black alloy, but Chu Yun looked at the status of the wheels. Just know that this transport truck pulls a lot of things. The tires were flattened a lot. These two transport vehicles and Chu Yun's bus are all special passages. So Chu Yun and the others can see clearly. The vehicle is galloping fast. When coming to a crossroads, the bus stopped. First, the transport trucks next to them also stopped one after another. But the moment the transporter stopped, an accident happened. The transporter began to shake violently. Boom! The top of the carriage was cracked open by a hammer. A ferocious giant claw sticks out from the carriage. Roar! A terrifying beast roar resounded in all directions. Chapter 14 Ferocious Beast Attack, One Punch. Kills. Please collect flower evaluation ticket. Zhao Mei is also introducing the role of the transporter to Chu Yun. Everyone also pricked up their ears and listened, and their eyes were curiously looking at the 10-meter-long transport vehicle. But when they came to an intersection, the transporter next to them had an accident. The transporter began to shake violently. The top of the carriage seemed to be hit by something, making a thumping sound. Boom! After the final loud bang, the alloy-sealed compartment burst open. A ferocious giant claw sticks out from the carriage. What followed was a roar. Ow! The terrifying beast roar resounded in all directions. Terrifying sound waves swept out, and people on the street immediately fell to the ground with their ears covered. Everyone on the bus was also pale, and they were the closest. Take the most damage. Zhao Mei's face changed wildly, but she didn't wait for her to react. A crocodile beast with a length of 8 or 9 meters has appeared above the transport vehicle. The giant claws kept slapping in all directions, and all the facilities on the special passage were shattered. Then the giant claw shot towards the bus. In the terrified eyes of everyone, the giant claws fell. The bus was slapped on the ground. More than 50 students turned their backs on their horses and piled into a ball. Zhao Mei didn't even have a chance to rescue. The moment the bus rolled over, she also hit the ground heavily. There was a close contact between the head and the ground. Immediately, blood spilled out of the messy compartment. There are Zhao Mei, and there are other students. The senior who was holding the microphone was held down by more than a dozen students at this time, making it difficult to move. Most of the practitioners were in a coma, and only a few were left awake. Zhao Mei's head was injured, but she was not in a coma. As if he wanted to say something, he stretched out his hand, but in the end he couldn't say anything. Watching helplessly, the beast slapped again. Boom! The bus rolled directly out of the special passage this time. It stopped rolling until it reached the street. The violent bumps left many trainees injured again. Just when everyone is desperate, it was discovered that the crocodile beast did not chase after him, but one jumped and rushed to the road. The giant claws left cracks in the ground. The crowd on the street started to riot and started screaming. The crocodile beast's eyes were red with blood, and it seemed to be looking for something. The giant tail swung at will, and many ordinary people were swept into flesh by it. The ground was also trampled out of cracks. Countless people on the street fell to the ground, blood flowing. The pungent smell of blood permeated all directions. In a corner, a woman was running away with a little girl carved in pink and jade. There was some despair in the woman's eyes. She saw the beast coming towards them. The huge body dragged the ground and pulled the ground out of deep grooves. At the same time, the crocodile beast also seemed to have found its target. Start rushing towards the women. The huge figure blocked the sun, and the woman only felt a terrifying pressure coming from behind. Getting closer, getting closer. It seems that they will die in the next moment. The woman fell to the ground while holding the little girl, looking at the crocodile behemoth with despair. The crocodile behemoth confirmed that the little girl was what it was looking for. He started to accelerate towards the little girl. It was near in the blink of an eye. The woman stroked the little girl's head regretfully. Mouth kept muttering. Xiaolin, I'm sorry? I shouldn't have taken you out? But the vicious beast had already approached, and its huge mouth was biting towards the two of them. The big mouth of the beast was reflected in the little girl's big eyes. She spoke softly. It's okay, Auntie. I wanted to come out by myself. My father never let me out. I'm also curious. Don't worry, just get some sleep. The little girl was not afraid at this time, but comforted the woman. This made the woman burst into tears again. The woman nodded and, like the little girl, closed her eyes, waiting for death to come. The big mouth of the crocodile beast has also come close. Just when the huge tongue was about to lick the little girl's face, a figure wrapped in purple-red Lei Yan came to the front in an instant. In the shadow's eyes, 3 blood-colored hooks slowly flowed. A white circle appeared on the fist. Without saying a word, he delivered a punch. Boom! The big mouth of the crocodile beast survived and cracked. The body flew tens of meters upside down. The ground was smashed with a rumbling sound, and smoke and dust were everywhere. People on the street widened their eyes. Somewhat unbelievable. Time goes back 1 minute. The bus rolled over several times, and many practitioners had already passed out. There are still a few students who are still awake, but they are also seriously injured at this time. Zhao Mei's head was injured and she was unable to move. She could only watch the beast's attack. Ordinary people indiscriminately. Suddenly, a figure climbed out of the crowd with difficulty. Zhao Mei took a closer look and found that it was Chu Yun. There was blood on Chu Yun's face at this time, not his. It belongs to another classmate, but his face is a little ugly. Chu Yun glanced at the tragic situation in the carriage. The 3 blood-red hook jades slowly rotated in his eyes. Zhao Mei saw Chu Yun, her eyes first lit up, but then disappeared. After all, Chu Yun has just awakened his talent, and he doesn't have any combat power yet, so he can't be counted on. Zhao Mei, who collapsed on the ground, thought about this. But the next moment, Zhao Mei's eyes widened. She saw an amazing scene. Chu Yun instantly wrapped the purple-red Lei Yan all over his body. A white circle of light appeared in his hand. Then Chu Yun's slender palm rested on the box wall of the carriage. The palm trembled slightly. Boom! After a loud bang, the carriage was directly shattered. Then, Chu Yun jumped out of the bus with only the base left. The body is raised several meters, and in the blink of an eye, it will catch up with the beast that is still killing ordinary people. All these movements were too fast. Zhao Mei didn't even see how the carriage was smashed, and Chu Yun's figure had disappeared. On the road, Chu Yun's speed was extremely fast, and the 3-goose jade riding wheel in his eyes kept rolling. Constantly analyzed the situation on sight. Just now, he was blown away by the huge impact force, and was suppressed by many classmates. Because he was afraid of hurting his classmates. He didn't have the ability to use the Zhenzhen fruit directly. Instead, he climbed out of the crowd with difficulty, and finally used the shock fruit to shatter the crushed carriage. Finally, I looked at the outside world. Probably know the strength of the beast, bronze level. Take a look at the inside of the car. Chu Yun made a decision in an instant. Kill the beast first, then take care of the rest. The moment when Chu Yun climbed out of the push, the 3-hooked jade riding wheel eyes unfolded. 3 blood-red hook jades slowly flowed in his eyes. Constantly analyze various problems. First of all, the beasts of the outside world have already caused a large number of casualties to ordinary people. Although the students in the carriage were seriously injured, their lives were not in danger for the time being. Looking at the shriveled carriage, Chu Yun urged the ability to shake the fruit. A white circle appeared in his hand. The slender palm touched the box wall of the carriage. The palm trembled slightly. In Zhao Mei's shocked eyes, the whole shriveled carriage instantly shattered. Then Chu Yun jumped out of the bus with only the base left. The body was raised several meters, and in the blink of an eye, he came to the front of the beast. Blocked the bloody mouth of the beast. The whole body was wrapped in raging thunder, and a white circle of light appeared on his fist. Chu Yun tried his best to unleash all his innate abilities. Shaker to judge the angle of attack. The quake fruit brings extreme destructive power. Destruction Lei Yan has increased his attack power. Chu Yun instantly delivered a punch with a combat power of more than 20,000, directly smashing the big mouth of the beast to pieces. It also saved women and little girls who were about to die. Boom! The crocodile beast was knocked out and flew dozens of meters. The body smashed into the flower bed by the roadside, smashed the ground into a huge pit. There was a loud noise, and billowing smoke filled the 4 directions. Chu Yun glanced at the 2 who were still closing their eyes. He picked up the 2 and sent them to a high platform. Chu Yun turned around and stepped on the ground. The body was raised several meters, and when it reappeared, it was already several meters away. In the blink of an eye, Chu Yun rushed into the smoke again. A white circle of light is wrapped around the fist again. A move empty. Shatter continued to be displayed. The fist fell, and the crocodile beast, whose mouth had disappeared again. It was shattered into pieces by Chu Yun's fist, which was wrapped in a white aperture. The crocodile beast had almost no chance to resist, and was instantly killed by Chu Yun. When Chu Yun hit the last punch, the crocodile beast has turned into a puddle of meat. All the bones were shattered by Chu Yun. Anyone who comes here can't tell that this is a bronze-level crocodile beast. Just when Chu Yun killed the crocodile beast, the voice of the system in Chu Yun's mind sounded. Kill the crocodile-tailed beast, get a little energy point, and the speed of condensing the treasure fruit of the Myriad Realms tree is accelerated. Chu Yun was stunned for a moment, and his legs, that were a little weak, instantly stood up straight. There are some surprises. It turns out that killing the beast can get energy to speed up the speed of the treasure fruit of the world. That's great too. The original discomfort of beheading a beast for the first time disappeared in an instant. Just feel refreshed. Jump out of the huge pit. Chu Yun came to the street and started helping those who were injured to hold their wounds. Then came to the bus that had no carriages. He took out his cell phone and called for help. The students who were pushed together were then separated. The senior who had been holding the microphone was finally saved. She was conscious, but her leg seemed to be pierced. Blood flowed. Chu Yun finally came to Xiaomei. Sister Xiao, is there any problem? At this time, Xiaomei was still lying on the ground, and her consciousness was always awake. It was only because of the violent impact that it temporarily lost the ability to move. The body froze, unable to move. Can't even speak. Hearing Chu Yun's question, he blinked hard. Chu Yun is helpless, he has become like this, and he still says it's okay? Then he helped him up and leaned on the broken seat. Chu Yun was also very tired and sat down opposite her. Rubbing his eyes and palms, he violently urged to use his innate abilities. Chu Yun's body was also a little unbearable. Xiaomei looked at him in shock. She did not see the specific engagement process. She only knew that a few minutes after Chu Yun went out, the roar of the beast over there had disappeared. But Chu Yun came back here covered in blood. This means that Chu Yun has already killed the bronze-level beast. She was shocked. From the moment Chu Yun shattered the carriage, she felt that Chu Yun might be stronger than herself, because it would take at least a long time to kill that beast by yourself. But Chu Yun came back in a few minutes. Before she could continue to be shocked, strong men had already arrived from all directions. They are all walking in the air, and the momentum is shaking the sky and the earth. The blood of gold was flushed out. A man in a military uniform saw a confused little girl and a woman in the distance. Suddenly his face changed greatly, and he came to the 2 of them in an instant. Xiao Lin, why are you here? The man in military uniform looked at the woman who was still in a daze. After the shock just now, the woman was unable to speak for a while. It was the little girl named Xiaolin who said, Uncle, I asked my aunt to take me out. Just now, we were in danger, and we were almost eaten by monsters. The man in the military uniform changed his face and hurriedly checked to see if the little girl was injured. The little girl shook her head and continued, I'm fine, in the end a big brother with flames all over saved me and my aunt. Later, the big brother beat the beast over there. Saying that, the little girl stretched out her little finger and pointed to the flower bed in the distance. The Junzwan man nodded. He had already discovered the strangeness there. Whoosh! Whizzing! Several gold-level powerhouses fell beside the deep pit. Looking at the puddle of meat in the deep pit, the powerhouses were all astonished. Chapter 16 The Shock of Qinlong and Xiaomei. Please collect flower evaluation tickets. Chu Yun shot with all his strength, without the slightest reservation. The 3 innate abilities are instantly triggered. It only took a few punches to beat the beast to a pulp. The rescue team from the hospital has yet to arrive. On the contrary, the powerhouses of the demon capital came first. When several gold-level powerhouses came to the scene, their faces were not too bad. There is an ecological park near this place, which is a bit remote. When they heard the roar of the beast, they started rushing this way. Just arrived now, but at this time the fighting has actually stopped. Watching many ordinary people on the street fell to the ground. Some people only have a pool of blood left. Swept by the giant tail of the crocodile-tailed beast, he was instantly killed. The ground is full of ravines, and the streets are filled with blood. A strong bloody smell diffused in all directions. Several powerhouses looked at each other with heavy expressions on their faces. I know it's not easy this time. Then several gold-level powerhouses came to the flower bed. Looking at the meat mud in the deep pit, everyone was a little surprised. Laolu, who is this? A strong man who had just arrived asked a middle-aged man who had already stood by the deep pit. Lu Qing shook his head. I just arrived, and when I arrived, the battle was over. It seems that there is a problem with the transport vehicle at the research institute. Lu Qing nodded. Only their side will often need in vivo tests, and this time the movement is not small. Might be a little troublesome. The visitor nodded, and then seemed to have seen something. Hey, isn't that the school bus of my Moto University over there? The voice fell, and the figure of the strong man disappeared. In the blink of an eye, he came to the damaged bus. In the bus, Chu Yun was still simply holding the wounds for the other students. Suddenly, a man appeared in front of Chu Yun. This startled Chu Yun. Destruction Lei Yan instantly appeared and took a defensive stance. The man was very young, and when he saw Chu Yun like this, he smiled. Don't be nervous, I'm the tutor of the Magic Capital University, Qin Long. Are you a new student? Still worried? Chu Yun looked at Zhao Mei, who had already recovered most of the time. Zhao Mei nodded. Chu Yun was relieved this time. We'll destroy Lei Yan instantly. He said, yes, Teacher Qin, I am indeed a new student. Qin Long nodded, his palm emitting a golden light, which instantly covered Zhao Mei's head. Good vigilance, do you know what's going on here? Qin Long asked Chu Yun while healing Zhao Mei. Before Chu Yun could answer, Zhao Mei had already spoken. Mr. Qin, it was the beasts on the transport truck that violently overturned our school bus. But it did not continue to shoot at us, but rushed to the street. I see it seems to be looking for something. Chu Yun was a little surprised. Did he recover so quickly? Zhao Mei, who was unable to speak just now, turned out to be able to speak instantly after Qin Long's golden brilliance shrouded her for a moment. Okay, did not continue the attack. Instead, it ran to the street, but not to the ecological park, which means that it was not trying to escape, but it might indeed be looking for a target. By the way, who killed this beast in the end? Qin Long analyzed for a moment, and the golden light in his hand disappeared. He also did not continue to treat other students. This is the golden substance only for the golden powerhouse. It has the effect of healing, and it is very rare. Then he asked. Chu Yun didn't speak, but Zhao Mei said, Teacher, that beast was killed by Chu Yun. Chu Yun? Which powerhouse is Chu Yun? Did he pass by? Qin Long obviously felt that a strong man passed by and killed the beast by the way. He never thought that Chu Yun was the young man in front of him. Teacher, he is Chu Yun. Knowing that Qin Long had misunderstood, Zhao Mei hurriedly pointed at Chu Yun and said, this kid. Qin Long was surprised. Glancing at Chu Yun, he shook his head and smiled. Girl Zhao, don't talk nonsense. This classmate is only at the early stage of Heitai. How can he kill the bronze rank? That's right, but it was indeed Chu Yun who killed it. Zhao Mei also reacted. Chu Yun seems to be only the strength of Heitai in the early stage. How can there be the strength to kill bronze-level beasts? But she really only saw Chu Yun rushing out, and didn't see anyone else. After speaking, Zhao Mei looked at Chu Yun with a questioning look. Chu Yun thought for a while. He couldn't hide his combat power all the time, this time revealing it was nothing at all. Then, Chu Yun nodded. I really killed this beast. Qin Long was not calm now, and hurriedly said, how did you kill it? Zhao Mei thought it was Chu Yun who killed it, but she really didn't know how. So I also looked at Chu Yun curiously. Cough. It may be that my SSS level talent is quite special, and its destructive power is extremely strong. Also, the anesthesia of the beast may not have completely subsided, which gave me the opportunity to kill it. After speaking, Chu Yun also showed the two of them. The outside of the palm was first covered with a layer of purple-red Lei Yan, but there was a small white light flickering inside. They only saw the purple-red Lei Yan, but they couldn't see the shaking power of the shaking fruit. Chu Yun picked up a piece of iron at will, and squeezed his fingers slightly. A shocking force flashed away. Then Qin Long and the two saw a surprised scene. That piece of iron shattered instantly, as if it was instantly cut into countless pieces by something. Both of them looked at Chu Yun in shock. This talent is too destructive? Chapter 17. Coming to the Magic Capital University. Facing Qin Long and Xiaomei's shock, Chu Yun pretended to be harmless. Qin Long is 30 years old this year, and has been a mentor at Magic Capital University for 5 years. He has seen many geniuses, even geniuses with SSS-level talents. But he has not seen anyone with talent, destructive power as strong as Chu Yun's. It's simply too strong to pervert. He can also break such thick iron blocks. But it was smashed with brute force, not like Chu Yun's palm shakes the iron into powder. Qin Long looked at Chu Yun and was speechless for a long time. In the end Qin Long swallowed and said, "Chu Yun, have you tested your combat power?" Xiaomei also looked at Chu Yun curiously. Chu Yun's combat power will certainly not be low, and he can kill bronze-level beasts. It's not just a matter of talent destructive power, but also requires a corresponding explosive power. Chu Yun didn't hide it. These will be announced sooner or later when they go to the university. The ultimate combat power of about 20,000, the physical combat power may be about 8,000. As soon as the words came out, Qin Long and Xiaomei looked at each other. They were all shocked. In the early stage of Heitai, his physical combat power was as high as 8,000, and he was about to reach the later stage of Heitai. The ultimate combat power is as high as 20,000, directly breaking through the initial bronze stage. Is this still human? The two people looked at Chu Yun's eyes more and more wrong. Qin Long touched his chin and said, "Could it be that your destruction Lei Yan has mutated so that it can withstand more energy? By the way, classmate Chu Yun, have you practiced recently?" "I have practiced, and senior sister Lu recruited me. At that time, I asked her for a Sonja exercises to practice for 2 days, so my combat power has improved like this." At the end, Chu Yun added, "By the way, I was able to improve my combat power so much because I drank 12 nutrient potions in a row." The previous words made Qin Long and the two feel better. It turned out that they had cultivated in advance. But after hearing that, they only practiced for 2 days, which made the two of them speechless. In the end, I heard Chu Yun drank 12 nutritional medicines in a row. Xiaomei's voice became sharper. "How many nutritional medicines did you say you drank in a row?" Chu Yun was taken aback and replied, 12 sticks, that's not right. I started taking 10 sticks at first, and then I went to buy 2 more. Cough, cough, cough. Qin Long coughed violently for a moment, then grabbed a seriously injured student and began to heal him. He didn't want to talk to Chu Yun anymore. Some hit people, thinking that Qin Long was also a talented student 10 years ago. Awakening talent is also SS rank, but the first time he drank the nutrient potion, he felt discomfort after drinking only 4. What he heard now, he actually drank 10 nutritional medicines at one time and still felt unsatisfied, so he went to buy 2 more to take. "Listen, are you talking about people?" Xiaomei's eyes also flickered, and she looked at Chu Yun and said pitifully, "Sister, I just said that I would cover you, but you are such a genius, I am very helpless to make. Senior sister, or you should cover me." "Never mind." At the end of Xiaomei's words, the sourness in her tone was almost smelled by the unconscious students. Chu Yun was helpless. "I'm not without a price, you can see that my arms are already cracked. If I had a few more outbreaks, I might blow myself up." As soon as Chu Yun said this, Qin Long came over and looked at Chu Yun's arm. Indeed, as Chu Yun said, there are indeed many cracks on the arm. Looking a little scary, Qin Long frowned slightly and threw a streak of gold onto Chu Yun's arm. Chu Yun's arm instantly returned to its original state. Chu Yun looked at Qin Long's golden substance with some envy. "In your situation, your cultivation is too weak and your physical strength is too low. I suggest that you stop erupting recently, and improve your cultivation and physical strengths. Otherwise, you might actually blow yourself up as you said." Chu Yun nodded. Just as the three were talking, the hospital ambulance had arrived. Some of the wounded were taken to ambulances for treatment. There are also a large number of extraordinary people in police uniforms helping to evacuate the crowd. A lot of ordinary people died this time, and the detective bureau is in trouble. By the way, someone will pick you up later, just go back to school. I'll take care of the rest here. Qinlong looked at the busy people of the detective bureau on the street and said, Teacher, can I go too? Chu Yun asked suspiciously, as a party, shouldn't he stay here to cooperate with the investigation? No, I will explain the situation to them, and then someone will go to the school to inquire about the situation. You can say what you need to say, and don't talk about some of your own secrets casually. Chu Yun nodded and thanked. Thank you, teacher. Qinlong waved his hand. You are a student of my magic capital Transcendent University. Of course we will take care of you. You are right here. I'll go take a look. The two of Chu Yun nodded. He helped lift the injured practitioners to the ambulance, and there were only about 10 practitioners who were still intact in the end. The other 30 or so were all injured. They were also unlucky, and they were attacked by fierce beasts on the first day they came to the magic capital. Not long after, a brand new bus appeared again, and more than a dozen Chu Yun and the others boarded the bus and headed to Moda University. Chu Yun looked back, and the concept of coming to the university to enjoy life in his heart changed on the first day he came to the magic capital. Chu Yun knew that there would be many more dangerous moments like this in the future. My strength is not strong enough now, and I still need to continue to work hard. This time the journey was safe and there were no more accidents. But it also took 2 hours for Chu Yun and the others to arrive at Magic University. Chapter 18. The gold level powerhouses are shocked. The danger of the magic capital. 5 more. Please collect the flower evaluation ticket. At the intersection, Chu Yun and the others left. What was left was a mess all over the place. The crocodile-tailed beast was bombarded by Chu Yun on the roadside flower bed. At this time, there were several gold-level powerhouses standing beside the flower bed. Qinlong also appeared here. As soon as Qinlong arrived, Lu Qing asked, Xiao Qin, are the students over there okay? It's okay, but a few were seriously injured and needed proper treatment. Qinlong and Lu Qing have a good relationship, and immediately replied when he heard his question. That's good, now there are some geniuses. It would be a pity to lose them. Lu Qing nodded. Not long after, the middle-aged man in military uniform also came over. The little girl and the woman had already been picked up by him. When he just arrived, several golden powerhouses nodded slightly. Obviously, this person has been recognized by everyone regardless of his actual behavior or strengths. What's the situation now? The man in military uniform looked at the strong man from the detective bureau and asked. General Bering, it should be the crocodile-tailed beast that went berserk and directly broke through from the black iron peak to the bronze level. The alloy grade of the carriage of the transporter was not enough, and the beast broke it and finally escaped. The person from the detective bureau spoke immediately. I heard that the crocodile-tailed beast was killed by a young man wrapped in flames. What about this young man? Bering asked. When the person from the detective bureau heard this, he was immediately puzzled. He opened his mouth and said, We haven't found it yet. We are adjusting the monitoring to see what just happened. Just when Bering wanted to say something, Qinlong spoke first. That was killed by Chu Chu, a new student of the Magic City Transcendent University. His name is Chu Yun, and I was about to say it just now. Okay. Hearing this, everyone looked at Qinlong. What did you say? You said the person who killed the crocodile-tailed beast was a freshman who was just about to enter school. Bering frowned suddenly and said. Others also looked at Qinlong with some doubts. Qinlong was not surprised by everyone's surprise and doubts, and said, Yes, it is a freshman who has not yet entered the school. And he is also a student who has awakened his SSS-level talent. His name is Chu Yun. I have confirmed with him. Everyone looked in disbelief. Qinlong understands this expression, and he was in the same mood just now. At this time, my heart was actually a little cool. And other people didn't believe it, so I knew the truth. How did he kill him? Bering opened his mouth. Qinlong did not hide it, and immediately replied, His talent is extremely powerful. I won't say what it is. But it belongs to the talent of the fire and thunder attribute. You can go down and check the aura left on the corpse. Bering nodded and gave a look. Which strong person from the detective bureau immediately jumped down from the pit to check it out. His face gradually became serious and solemn. After a while, the strong man jumped out of the pit. Nodding to the crowd, "It is indeed a talent of thunder and fire attributes, but it seems to be mixed with a weak space attribute." When he said this, everyone was a little surprised. A freshman who has not yet entered the school actually has such strengths. Isn't his talent terrifyingly terrifying? Spatial properties. Bering really grasped the point and asked. Qinlong raised his brows slightly and looked at the man suspiciously. "It's a bit, but it's not like it. It seems to be an extreme destructive power, somewhat similar to the space attribute." Which of the detective bureau opened the mouth immediately? Qinlong replied, "Chu Yun's talent is indeed a little mutated, and it is indeed extremely destructive. I just saw him casually crushing a piece of iron 1 foot thick." As soon as Qinlong said this, other people could be relieved. After taking over a long-term practice, and the talent has the ultimate destructive power, that does have a chance to kill the beast. Qinlong wouldn't tell these people that Chu Yun only practiced for 2 days. In that way, Chu Yun seems too evil, and he still understands the truth that Muxiu will be destroyed by Lin Feng. Bering always felt that something was wrong, but did not remember it for a while. At this moment, Qinlong suddenly said, "I have a student." She said that the beasts did not really attack them. She just knocked the school bus to the ground, and then ran to the street. She guessed that the beast seemed to have other purposes. As soon as Qinlong said this, Bai Ling's face changed drastically. The figure vacated and disappeared in the blink of an eye. This time it's not easy. There may be a problem with the number 2 beast's nest. Qinlong will hurry back and notify your vice principal to come. Bering's figure disappeared, but the voice sounded in Qinlong's ear. Qinlong also seemed to have thought of something, and his face was a little unsightly. He seemed to have spotted a little girl when he first came. The little girl seems to be the one who guards the number 2 beast's nest, Bai Jian's little daughter. If the Beastmaster makes him lose his temper by killing Bai Jian's most beloved daughter, then find an opportunity to kill him, then it will be troublesome this time, and the magic capital is also in danger. Transmit a few words quickly. Qinlong also flew into the air, and the speed was extremely fast, and he rushed to the Magic Capital University. Others also understood the seriousness of the matter and quickly disappeared in place. Which of the detective bureau wrapped the body of the beast and left with it? At this moment, the Magic Capital began to be under martial law. If there is any problem with Bai Jian, who guards the number 2 beast's lair, the hundreds of millions of people in the Magic Capital will be at stake. Chapter 19 Number 2 Ferocious Beast's Lair, Wing Tiger King and Bai Jian. When Qinlong said Xiaomei's gas, Bering was thinking about what Bai Lin said to him. "We were almost eaten by monsters just now. Fortunately, a big brother wrapped in flames saved me and my aunt." Then I thought about why the crocodile-tailed beast suddenly ran wild, and did not choose to attack the nearest talented students after the runaway. He did not choose to escape into the ecological park, but chose to attack the streets. And from the peak of black iron to the bronze level, anesthesia has not been able to paralyze it. These clues are all connected by that sentence. It shows that this beast rampage is not a simple accident. Instead, someone cooperated with a conspiracy designed by the Beastmaster against Bai Jian, who guarded the number 2 vicious beast's nest. The purpose is to kill Bai Lin, Bai Jian's most beloved young daughter. In this way, Bai Jian is distracted on the battlefield, and the Beastmaster has the opportunity to find Bai Jian's mistakes and kill him. It all seems to make sense. As Bai Jian's younger brother Bailing, he analyzed these things in an instant. The figure disappeared instantly. He also asked Qinlong to inform the vice principal of Ko Fan University, who is also a great master, and told him to hurry up, to prevent a real accident, and the magic capital was breached. During the journey, Bering made a few quick calls. He was heading out of the city. Qinlong also instantly understood Bering's thoughts, and hurried to the school while calling. Others also performed their duties. At this moment, the magic capital is under martial law. The magnificent demon capital city lies across a huge plain. Outside the magic capital, 100 miles to the south, a magnificent city wall stretches across it. The city wall is 100 meters high, and the outside is all made of alloys. Ordinary beasts can't be broken at all. At this time, several miles outside the city walls, in the air, a majestic man holding a phoenix wing and a golden thorn is really fighting a Beastmaster. The momentum of the two sides shook the sky and the earth, and the spiritual pressure swept the quartet. Every blow is awe-inspiring. The space was shattered, and elemental matter filled the four directions. A large number of energy factors were exploded. The two sides fought hundreds of moves in an instant, and bright red blood dripped from the phoenix wings of the majestic man. And a few strands of his hair fell out. But in an instant, it was swept away by spiritual power. The bright red blood on the golden wings of the phoenix wings fell directly to the ground. Boom! A drop of blood rumbles the ground. Wing Tiger King, give up. Don't even think about taking a step out of the meat grinder today. On the opposite side, a fierce tiger with wings on its back roared. Then he spit out words. Haha, Bai Jian, do you know why I suddenly attacked the Guardian City wall? Okay. Bai Jian frowned slightly, and looked at the fighting below his eyes. In a low voice, I don't care what your purpose is. Today, if you dare to step into the meat grinder, I will kill you today. Haha, what if your most beloved daughter died? The Winged Tiger King imitated humans and laughed. Bai Jian's face changed greatly, and he roared. How did you know? Who told you? As he said that, the anxious look in Bai Jian's eyes flashed away. Today's war broke out too suddenly, and he felt that something was wrong. But he didn't think much about it. But at this time, King Yuhu actually knew that he had a young daughter. Then the meaning of today's war will be different. A phoenix wing with a golden thorn waving in Bai Jian's hands. Bai Jian began to erupt, and blood red flashed in his eyes. Who in the end disclosed his information to King Yuhu? Say, who told you that? What have you done to my daughter? Bai Jian held the phoenix wing and the golden titan to attack the Winged Tiger King madly, shouting continuously. It's nothing, just going to bring your daughter to me as blood food. I believe that the blood of the descendants of the powerful kings must be very good. It's a little exciting to think about it. Ha! Ha! The Winged Tiger King kept waving his wings, and the giant claws and Bai Jian's phoenix wings were constantly handed over, although they were beaten to pieces by Bai Jian. But the Yuhu King didn't care, and his eyes showed the color of success. Its wisdom is extremely high, much higher than those of ordinary Beastmasters. When someone told it that Bai Jian had the most beloved daughter, it came up with such a conspiracy. Sure enough, Bai Jian was fooled. At this time, although Bai Jian's attack was violent, it gradually became a little disordered. As long as it continues, today may be the best chance to kill Bai Jian. The human superhuman and the beast army below are still fighting constantly. Someone heard the words of King Yuhu, and there was worry in their eyes. But there is no way. I can only hope that Commander Bai will not fall into a state of madness. On the other side, Bering's speed exceeded the limit. The military coat was rubbed with sparks by the air. But he still ignored it and continued to accelerate. At the end, bloodstains began to appear on Bering's face. But it disappeared in an instant, and after a while it started to appear again. He was still struggling to hurry, but suddenly, he felt someone breaking through. The speed is not comparable to him. Came to him in the blink of an eye. An old man with a white beard with a ruddy face. With a majestic look on his face, the old man reached out his hand and grabbed it, and he grabbed Bai Ling with a big energy hand. A voice sounded in Bering's ears, follow this old man, if you don't kill him for a few days, you will be turned upside down. The Tiger King has actually learned to use tricks, and others may not believe it. The old man was moving through the air, several times faster than Bering. It can also be seen that the great master-level powerhouse is powerful. Just a moment later, Bering was caught by the old man and came to guard the city wall. Bai Ling took out a token and threw it to the person below. Then he and the old man rushed out of the city wall. People are still far away. A grand voice sounded in Bai Jian's ears. Brother, Xiao Lin is fine, pay attention, this Winged Tiger King wants to plot against you. Bai Jian's face moved slightly, but an increasingly angry expression appeared on his face. King Yuhu saw the other party coming, and he was a little anxious. It felt the arrival of a great master with similar energy to the king's powerhouse. Seeing that Bai Jian was completely angry, it pinpointed a place where Bai Jian made a mistake. Two half-moon-shaped light and shadows suddenly shot out of his body, and the light and shadow blocked Bai Jian's blow. But it disappeared instantly, and when it reappeared, it was already under Bai Jian. A giant pillar of energy spewed out of his mouth, and the giant pillar penetrated the sky and the ground. The imposing manner is extremely tyrannical and attacked Bai Jian. There was a look of success in his eyes. But at the next moment, the tiger face of the Yu-Hu king changed drastically. Its pupils shrank, and it sensed a dangerous aura. The next moment, the Yu-Hu king roared in pain. Then turn around and run. But there is a wing left in place? With a smile on the corner of Bai Jian's mouth, he grabbed the giant wing and smiled. With your IQ, you still want to plot against me? Eat shit. But it didn't continue to chase and kill. It is still a little difficult to completely kill the Beastmaster. Being able to seriously injure the Winged Tiger King today is already a very good record. Just after speaking, the old man and Bering arrived. I saw that the wings of the Winged Tiger Beast are all left here. Immediately excited, Bering swooped down directly from the sky. It killed a gold-level beast with 1 foot. Then he took the human superhuman to continue to hunt down the beast. The white-bearded old man also snickered, his huge palm in the sky. Grab a Grandmaster-level beast. The giant energy palm exerted a little force, directly squeezing the master-level beast to death. There was no suspense in this battle since Bering came. The human race was victorious and drove the beast back to the second beast's lair. Humanity returns in triumph? The white phoenix wings are gilded with a huge wing. Chapter 20. Seeing Qin Luyan at the end, Wujia's shock. 100 miles away from the demon city, the soldiers guarding the city walls were shouting loudly. Great victory! Great victory! Bai Jian's phoenix wings carry a huge tiger wing. This unprecedented victory is worth celebrating. The wings of the Winged Tiger King were blocked by Bai Jian with his mental power to prevent the energy essence from escaping. This is something that belongs to the beast of the king realm. Whether it is flesh and blood, it is a rare treasure. It needs to be well preserved. On the other hand, Chu Yun and the others don't know what happened outside the city. After 2 hours of rushing, they finally came to the Magic City Transcendent University. In the distance, you can see the wide human-shaped avenue and the majestic school gate. Chu Yun was a little sighed, and finally came. Before getting in the car, Chu Yun had called Qin Luyan and told her that she would arrive at Magic Capital University in 2 hours. But when he arrived at the destination and was about to meet her, Chu Yun couldn't help but feel a wave in his heart. He and Qin Luyan have not seen each other for a year. In the first few minutes of this upcoming meeting, after all, I was a little nervous. It was as if they had just talked about a girlfriend, but for some reason the two had to be separated for a year. When we meet again, we are looking forward and a little nervous. Chu Yun took a deep breath and prepared to get out of the car. The other side. At this time, Qin Luyan and Wujia were standing at the school gate. Wujia looked around in a boring way, looking very impatient. Luo Yin, who are we waiting for? We've been waiting for 2 hours, why haven't we arrived yet? Wujia's 2 ponytails kept shaking, and she looked at Qin Luyan with a hopeless expression. Come on, I told you not to come a long time ago, but you wanted to come, and now you're complaining again. If you can't stand it, go back first. Qin Luyan's red lips moved slightly, and Oni-san's voice sounded. I don't want it, I just want to see who can trouble our goddess Qin to greet us, and come 2 hours in advance. As soon as Wujia heard Qin Luyan's words, she immediately shook her head like a rattle and said coquettishly. Qin Luyan was helpless. Then you can be quiet for me, don't make noise. Hey, Luo Yin, you really changed. You didn't love me before, especially in the past few days, you didn't sleep with me anymore. Wu Jia nodded, but kept talking. Shut up, don't talk nonsense. Who's sleeping with you? Wu Jia's eyes widened and suddenly looked at Qin Luyan. It seemed that he wanted to stare Qin Luyan to death, and he stretched out a small hand and touched Qin Luyan's beautiful forehead. Luo Yin, are you stunned? We used to sleep together, woohoo. Before Wujia could finish speaking, Qin Luyan covered her mouth. Wujia could only whimper non-stop, her big eyes almost popping out. After playing for a while, Qin Luyan let go of Wujia. Wujia was finally saved. He didn't dare to talk nonsense anymore, but said seriously, Luo Yin, who are you waiting for? Since the last time, you have been mysterious, and your mood seems to be quite good recently. Do you want to? The person waiting. You'll find out later. Qin Luyan replied calmly, which made Wujia, the little loli, grit her teeth again. She didn't know how many times she asked, but Qin Luyan just refused to say it. Hey, okay, I'll just see who it is. It's worth waiting for Qin Luyan like this. Wujia began to speak with a small head. On the motor school bus, A faint white light suddenly appeared on Chu Yun's body. The body shook slightly, and all the blood on Chu Yun's body fell off. The clothes were as new in an instant, and the blood on his face disappeared. Zhao Mei was amazed by this. Little brother, your innate energy is too unbelievable, it feels so versatile. Chu Yun smiled politely, not in the mood to answer her. There was a screech of brakes. The school bus stopped steadily at the gate of the Magic Capital University. Everyone started to get out of the car. Chu Yun stayed at the end. He used the window glass to take a good look at his still handsome self. Chu Yun nodded in satisfaction and stepped out of the car. When he got off the car, his eyes unconsciously looked towards the school gate. The heart suddenly beat violently. He saw the ghostly figure. The figure is slender, the face is stunning, and the skin is white and delicate. Qin Luyan, who was more beautiful than before, appeared in Chu Yun's sight. Chu Yun smiled slightly and waved his hand. Zhao Mei looked at Chu Yun with some doubts. Brother Chu, do you have an acquaintance? Chu Yun hadn't answered yet, but the figure over there had already approached. Long time no see, Xiaoun. Qin Luyan's gentle voice rang in everyone's ears. Zhao Mei opened her eyes wide and looked at Qin Luyan with a ghostly expression, then looked at Chu Yun. Chu, junior brother Chu, do you know Qin Luyan? Haha, I do know each other. We've known each other for a long time. Chu Yun smiled slightly, stepped forward, and gave Qin Luyan a big hug. This scene saw Zhao Mei and some nearby veteran students petrify on the spot. An idea popped into their minds. Goddess Qin was molested. Defiled by a freshman? How dare someone hug Goddess Qin? Obviously, Qin Luyan's temperament has attracted many die-hard fans even in Magic Capital University, but the next moment, they knew that they were superficial. They saw that Qin Luyan also stretched out her white lotus-like arm and hugged that damn boy. Click click. At this moment, Zhao Mei seemed to hear a lot of heartbreak.